His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree 14 of the year 2025 establishing the Bahrain Space Agency based on a proposal by the Prime Minister and following the approval of the Cabinet. According to the decree, the Bahrain Space Agency will replace the National Space Science Agency in name and function. The new agency will be under the Supreme Defense Council and subject to the supervision of the Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council. All references in Decree 11 of the year 2014 on the establishment and structuring of the National Space Science Agency shall be amended accordingly. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa yesterday received at Sakhir Pass the National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who presented to His Majesty the Board of Directors and Space Science Team of the Bahrain Space Agency on the occasion of the successful launch of Bahrain's Al-Mundhir satellite into orbit from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, the U.S., aboard the Falcon 9 rocket. Al-Mundhir, which is the first Bahraini satellite to be designed and developed in Bahrain and aims to localize satellite technologies and enhance national capabilities in the field of space, carries on board 4 space payloads designed and developed by Bahraini space engineers and constitutes a breakthrough for the kingdom towards broader horizons of technological progress in the space sector. During the meeting, His Majesty the King emphasized that Bahrain's success in launching Al-Mundhir with the contribution of a group of distinguished Bahraini youth cadres is an important historical achievement and a qualitative leap in the kingdom's march towards enhancing its national capabilities and its position as a leading country in the field of space science and technology at the global level. His Majesty congratulated and thanked His Highness Sheikh Nasser for his efforts in making this new and honorable scientific achievement for the kingdom. His Majesty also congratulated the agency's team, the participating institutions and government agencies, and all those who contributed to this national achievement. His Majesty expressed thanks and appreciation for their efforts in implementing this important project that adds to the kingdom's record of achievements in the fields of space, science, and technology, wishing them all continued success. His Majesty stressed that the kingdom is moving forward at a steady pace to consolidate its position and leadership among advanced countries in the space science and technology sector to enhance Bahrain's comprehensive civilizational development in all fields and various sectors. In recognition of their efforts in making Bahraini achievements in the field of space, His Majesty awarded the agency's team with medals of efficiency and national work.
يتفضل سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه بتكريم أعضاء مجلس إدارة وكالة البحرين للفضاء وفريق الوكالة. سعادة الشيخ خالد بن علي بن جابر آل خليفة، سعادة الشيخ حمد بن محمد بن حمد آل خليفة، سعادة الدكتور محمد إبراهيم العسيري، سعادة الدكتور فؤاد محمد الأنصاري، سعادة السيدة مها عبد الحميد مفيز، سعادة السيد علي عبد العزيز جناحي، سعادة السيدة آمال أحمد العباسي، سعادة السيد خالد صالح عاشير، سعادة الدكتور محمد جاسم العثمان، السيدة أمل جاسم البن علي، السيدة مريم محمد الملا، السيد حسين عبد اللطيف عبد الله، السيدة رؤيا راشد بوبشيت، السيدة رشا ياسر العمد، المهندسة عائشة خالد الحرم، الشيخة حصة بنت علي بن جابر آل خليفة، المهندس يعقوب خالد القصاب، المهندسة أمينة عبد الحميد البلوشي، المهندس علي عدنان آل محمود، المهندس أشرف خاطر الدومة، المهندس علي فوزي القرعان، المهندس أحمد محمد بوشليبي، المهندس يوسف خالد القطان، المهندس مروان نواف المير،
The chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust and chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen and chairman of the High Committee of the Rashid Equestrian and Racing Club, REHC, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended the annual horse auction. The auction was organized by the third consecutive year by the REHC in cooperation with Mazad and Tattersall's United at the REHC Club. The auction was attended by a number of members of the REHC High Committee and officials in addition to a large number of owners. The auction was a great success. The auction presented 66 registered horses for sale from various classifications and stables. The buying and selling process in the auction recorded a significant jump from the previous edition, where 49 horses were sold with a total value of 81,320,000 dinars, while the highest selling horse recorded was 8,200 dinars. REHC's Chief Executive Officer Yusuf Hajji praised His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman's keenness to attend the auction, which contributed to the success of the event. CEO of Mazad, Talal Al-Arifi, has expressed his happiness with the success of the third edition of the auction and highlighted Mazad's commitment to ongoing collaboration with the REHC, aiming at supporting the development initiative led by His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman to promote horse racing and enhance Bahrain's position in international horse racing. The Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed Al-Musallam, chaired a coordination meeting to discuss preparations for Bahrain's participation in the 150th IPU General Assembly in Uzbekistan, scheduled from April 5th to 9th. Bahrain's parliamentary division delegation received an update on the agenda of the IPU General Assembly, including the theme of the general debate, parliamentary action for social development and justice, and on committee vacancies, and highlighting the importance of coordination with Gulf and Arab councils and parliaments to support Arab parliamentarians' candidacies for committee memberships. Al-Musallam highlighted that parliamentary forums are crucial for showcasing Bahrain's national achievements and its support for international issues, emphasizing the need for exchanging views and experiences with other parliaments to enhance collaboration's interests among nations. The Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs held its regular session chaired by the President of the Council, Sheikh Abdulrahman bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Khalifa. The Council congratulated His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister on the successful launch of the Bahraini satellite Al-Mundhir into orbit. The Council praised the continuous efforts made by the national cadres who were able to make this achievement, which received the support of His Highness the National Security Advisor, Commander of the Royal Guard, Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council. The President and Council members thanked His Majesty the King for recognizing the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs' role in promoting authentic Islamic values and tolerance, reaffirming their commitment to fulfilling his aspirations and directives to serve religion, nation, and values. On the final 10 days of Ramadan, the Council congratulated His Majesty, His Royal Highness, the government and people of Bahrain and the Islamic nation following His Majesty the King's directives to preserve Bahrain's historical and cultural identity. The Council commended the leadership for prioritizing places of worship, lauding the order from His Royal Highness to open and restore 40 mosques across governance. The King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence held its annual Ramadan Ghabka, which was attended by several officials and leaders. The event honored the attendees for their support and celebrated the UN's adoption of Bahrain's initiative for the International Day of Peaceful Coexistence. During the event, the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications and Chairman of the Board of Trustees of KHGC, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, stressed that the adoption of the International Day of Peaceful Coexistence reflects the vision of His Majesty the King with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, adding that this initiative reaffirms Bahrain's commitment to acceptance and human coexistence. Sheikh Abdullah noted that the initiative, backed by 162 UN member states, reflects global acknowledgement of royal efforts to promote peace, foster interfaith and intercultural dialogue, and peaceful resolve conflicts. He also highlighted Bahrain's various initiatives that call for serving humanity, empowering women and youth. He called for the adoption of an international convention to criminalize religious, sectarian and racial hate speech and reject intolerance. He honored representatives from friendly nations with commemorative shields, expressing thanks to all countries for their support of the draft resolution.
So today I would like to congratulate the Kingdom for this great diplomatic achievement of convincing the United Nations General Assembly and all the member states to declare an international day for the peaceful coexistence. So this concept of peaceful coexistence is a very Bahraini concept, I think. It's obviously been developed based on the Bahrain Declaration and the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad. And for Germany, it was a great pleasure and an honor to support this initiative. And we're looking forward to working with the Kingdom of Bahrain, with the King Hamad Center for Peaceful Coexistence, on further developing this concept and strengthening peaceful coexistence among people of all faiths and religions around the world.
We congratulate the Kingdom of Bahrain for taking this initiative and the leadership role that the Kingdom of Bahrain has played for establishing the International Day for Peaceful Coexistence. It's an important initiative as we are witnessing many crises around the world, many conflicts around the world that underline the importance of fostering greater understanding and peaceful coexistence between everyone in the world. We live in very turbulent times, very turbulent regions, and this initiative, led by a small country like Bahrain, shows that it's not the size of any country in the world, but it's the size of the idea.
Today is an international celebration. The King Hamad Global Center for Coexistence has honored the countries that have participated in co-sponsoring the International Day of Coexistence. And on this day, that calls on us working together for the betterment of the world and to give hope and prosperity to everyone by solidifying our efforts and working hand in hand in order to educate and make sure that the building blocks are there for a sustainable peace.
The Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Naimi, attended the closing ceremony of the Media Talents Award 2024. This year's theme focused on acting for television, cinema and theatre. The award was held in strategic partnership with Temkeen as part of the Creative Lab initiatives. The event was attended by the Minister of Youth Affairs, Rawan Tawfiqi, along with invited guests, artists and media professionals. In his speech, the Minister highlighted the award's role in advancing Bahrain's media sector in line with the ministry's strategy to enhance its regional and international standing. He emphasized Bahrain's artistic and creative heritage and its young and innovative talents in various media fields. Dr. Naimi highlighted the initiative's role in developing young acting talents, noting its importance in national development and preserving Bahrain's cultural identity. The minister commended the participation of over 200 applicants this year's award and highlighted the specialized training program led by experienced artists and experts. He thanked the artists for their efforts in mentoring young talents and commended the organizers for ensuring the program's success. The minister expressed hope that the initiative would cultivate a new generation of actors, strengthening Bahrain's presence in media and the arts. He congratulated the winners and wished all participants success. During the ceremony, the winners of the award were announced. The Minister of Social Development, Osama Al-Alawi, has underscored the importance of community partnership in strengthening national identity and social cohesion, supporting Bahrain's comprehensive development process under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Marking Community Partnership and National Belonging Day, he highlighted the occasion's alignment with the anniversary of the national plan to promote the spirit of belonging to the national and to the nation and reinforce the values of citizenship. Bahrainuna. Al-Alawi has commended the efforts of the Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, in promoting security, stability and community partnership through collaboration between citizens and state institutions. He emphasized the Ministry of Social Development's commitment to strengthening community partnerships as a pillar of sustainable development. The Minister underscored Bahrain's position as a model for national unity and collective action under His Majesty the King's leadership. The Information and E-Government Authority announced providing the ID card and birth certificate e-services through its unified MyGov app in its first phase. These services aim to facilitate easy access to government services for citizens and residents in Bahrain via a unified digital platform. The authority pointed out that the ID card services in the MyGov app include issuing a renewal ID card, issuing replacement cards for lost and damaged IDs, and tracking ID card application statuses. These services are one of the most used services, with an annual average that exceeds 700,000 transactions both in person and online. Having these services through a unified app, users can now access them more easily and complete their transactions seamlessly. Additionally, the app allows users to view their birth certificates and the ID cards of their children under 18, as well as ID cards for domestic workers. The Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa Global Award for Women's Empowerment is receiving remarkable international interest, which is reflected in the expansion of the geographical scope of participants and the diversity of their projects and initiatives. More in this report.
As part of the Kingdom of Bahrain's efforts to demonstrate the successes achieved that reflect the progress of women's status at their national level, disseminate the best practices to enhance the status of women at the global level, and to achieve the sustainable development goals related to gender equality, the Supreme Council for Women approached UN Women to launch an international version of the Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa Global Award for Women's Empowerment, who agreed to adopt the award project and develop it in line with international standards and practices. Since its launch in March 2018 on the sidelines of the 62nd session of the UN Commission on the Status of Women, the award aims to encourage national efforts in UN member states to empower women and activate their role as equal partners in advancing comprehensive and sustainable development, and to stress the importance of women's role in development and its impact on achieving comprehensive societal stability, in addition to encouraging public and private sector institutions, civil society and individuals in all countries. The success of the award and its tangible impact on the reality of women enhance promoting women's capacity building and training in all fields and at the global level, and enhance women's participation in leadership and executive positions globally. The launch of the third edition of the award confirms that it was able to achieve its objectives in promoting the efforts and contributions of governments, companies, civil society organizations and individuals with achievements in empowering women around the world.